But before I even do your introduction or anything, I just want you to tell me, what's the benefit of having a British passport? Like, let's just start on that note. Then we'll now go back and now reset. Let everybody here on this live know what is, as a Nigerian with a British passport, what's the benefits?
I mean, there are many, but I think for me, one of the main ones... Oops, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the main ones is the opportunity to just travel, like just pack your bags and leave.
I remember. Why?
I remember, like,
one of the reasons I'm so excited about having a British passport. You know, you just have to wake up one day and then you're just on the flight. No visa restriction, nothing.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was last September or so. My sisters were just saying that, oh, they were thinking about going to Cyprus the next day. Next day I was buying a flight and I was going the next day. But of course, with a Nigerian passport, there are a lot of restrictions. So yeah, I think that's one of the main benefits for me. It's just being able to travel and do anything you want to do already.
Wow. Okay, hi guys. My name is Yeti and welcome to another episode of Yettysplash. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about how you can move. As I don't know if you can see, my video is making it seem like my head is out of. Okay, wait, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see myself clearly now. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And today we're going to be talking about how you can move. You're already on a student visa in the UK, and you can eventually become a British citizen. This post has a lot of backlash on my page. It's not possible, it's possible. It's even possible.
Oh, really?
Today, we're going to find out, because this is one of the reasons why we have live session. Whether it's possible or not, I know I have invited someone who has it and who has done it. So it's left for you to come and listen. Have an open mind, and if you think it's not possible, I can't help you. So guys, please welcome Tomi. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Tomi is a finance investor. Please, I also want to say this out there. They're still calling you back because you're going to tell us how you broke the bias, how you were able to rise up. You're a finance director. You're into properties, because I went through your YouTube channel and I saw, wow, like an African, because a lot of people will tell you this UK you're going to is only care job that is there. There is nothing you can. I've heard a whole lot even before I moved. They'll tell you you're a Nigerian lawyer. By the time you get to UK, you can never even do this, you can never do that, you can never do that. So many never. But then looking at your profile, and I'm amazed. You're a property investor, you're a finance director, you shared your story of how you, and I'm like, wow, this is someone from Nigeria as myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are going to invite you. You're going to tell us, in case there's anybody interested in property, how they can actually move into this. So guys, please welcome Tomi.
Thank you. Sharing
with us how she came in 2018, right? Because
I came in 2009.
2009, yeah. Oh, you were 18. Sorry, that was.
I was 18, yeah.
You were 18 because I've been binging your channel.
Thank you. Good to know.
And she also has a YouTube channel. She's going to tell us about it so that you guys can go and watch it. And there's lots of content to learn from there. And also, if you like watching like lifestyle, just binging, couple love, relationship, you will also get that.
Thank you so much.
Very, very good place to be. I promise you guys. So guys, I'm going to hand it over to Tomi now, and she's just going to take us away on how she did it. Then we'll ask questions and we'll end the live. So thank you, Tomi. You have the floor.
All right, thank you so much, Yeti, for inviting me. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And today, I guess I'm just going to go through my story. And if at any point you want to clarify anything, you can just stop me, and we'll clarify. Okay. So I came into the UK when I was 18, as on the student visa in 2009. And I was on a student visa. Actually, at that time, there was still post-study work. So we had the post-study work afterwards. So I think maybe by 2012 or so, I got the post-study work, which was 2 years as well. And then in 2014, actually just before the post-study work was over, I always kind of knew I wanted to go back to do my master's. So then I went back.
So that means you came in as an undergrad?
Yes, undergrad. And then so after that, I went back for my postgrad. So post-study work and postgrad. And then whilst I was on post-study work visa, so whilst I was doing my my postgrad, then I changed to a student visa as well, because I could start my study work visa was still valid for the beginning of my masters. So when I went back to,
So you're telling us that with your post-study work visa, you were doing your master's degree.
Yes.
Switch to a student visa. So this is for those that you tell that even if you're in the UK and your dependent is here, they can also like study, or they'll say no.
I believe so. Yes, because I was able to start my master's with a post-study work visa, and then I switched to a student visa during the course of it. And then after that, that's when it got real. Towards the end of my master's, I think you get like 4 months, or I got like 4 months extra after my graduation on my visa. And then towards the end of, actually before the end of my, like literally from the beginning of my master's, I've been applying for jobs, like graduate jobs that I'll be able to do like pretty much straight on after my course ended. And then I was looking for jobs, like a lot of classmates, like people were getting jobs, and I was like, what's going on? Like I attended London School of Economics for my master, and part of the reasons I did that was because I kind of wanted it to like open doors for me in terms of like, okay, if I go to like a reputable uni where I don't, as in that kind of just kind of get your foot in the door. And I was getting some interviews here and there, but I just hadn't landed that job. And also knowing that I needed a job that would be able to sponsor me, because that was the only way, quote unquote, at that time. So it was serious. Like I would check everywhere.
The post was cancelled at that time. After your master's, you couldn't apply for post.
Oh yeah, I think post-study work was cancelled at that time. So yeah, it was just like really thinking like, what's like next? Like literally had months left. Up until I actually didn't get the job until November. My visa was expiring in January of the next year, but I got the job in November and started in November as well of that year, the job that eventually sponsored me. So I think one of the things that would be important to mention at this point is some of the things I did to be able to get that job. As I said, like one of the things, well, for me, like going to that university, London School of Economics was kind of like, it was targeted. It wasn't just because I wanted that. But even if you're not going to like a top uni or whatever, like there are things that you can do. So one of the things I used to do was I'll go through like the tier 2 sponsor license list, and then I'll just look for companies, say maybe close to me, like in closer to me, and then I'll just go and apply. Like I'll see like if they have vacancies, things that kind of suit my skill, then I'll apply there. And if they don't even have vacancies, sometimes if I can find an email and just like send an email, send in my CV, like sell myself. And I was doing that. And again, like when I was getting interviews before, like I would obviously, because I knew that one of the main things for me was they needed to be able to have the license to sponsor. So if I get an interview, the first thing I'm checking is this employer on the tier 2 sponsor license list. If they are, then it's easier. If not, there's also the option of like where you can, and I know like people that have actually led or helped their employer to be able to apply for that license. Again, it's not the easiest, but it's possible. So if they are, then I'm like, okay, that's like one. But you need to know, like you need to know what you're walking into. You need to know if you need to sell yourself extra hard, so that they love you so much, and I think will be willing to make the sacrifice for you and get this tier 2 sponsor or license. Again, understand that sometimes like you also even need to go and do the research and find out like what's the requirement to get this visa. Like you need to convince them, like because there's nothing stopping them from getting someone that is a British citizen or just has the right to work, and they don't need to stress themselves like that. But if you can sell it to them and sell yourself to them in a way that it's really appealing, and they're thinking, like you will be prepared to like make the sacrifice for this person. So I was doing that a lot. Eventually, the job I got it wasn't true like going through the sponsor license list, but again, it was one of the ones where I already knew as soon as I got the interview, I knew like what exactly they needed or what they were. Actually, the first day I got it, when I went for the interview, I was like, it's not as big a company, because after my undergrad, I was working at Lloyd's Bank. So I was like, I was kind of, looking for like a bigger, like a big place like that as well. So I was like, it's not as big, but then I had to focus on the goal. I was like, what is the goal? Like, is it just for me to get, like, I can decide to decline the job and go back to Nigeria? For me, Nigeria really wasn't an option. I've been here for maybe 5 years at that time. So yeah, I eventually got that job. They actually didn't apply for my, they said they were going to apply for it, but I didn't get the visa immediately. I was able to start again because my course had ended at that time and I could work full time. So I started, and I guess for them also, it was probably maybe a way of them checking you out and saying that actually, can you do the job? So I knew that, yes, they said they will apply for this thing, but they haven't. So I really need to prove myself in this first few days. And I guess all of that time is like, that's not the time to slack and start calling in sick and going in late. Like you really you're proving yourself, really. You need them to know that they can count on you and rely on you. And I think it was like December or so like just about a month after, just before Christmas. And I got the COS to be able to apply for my tier 2 visa. So not at this point now, I've been in the UK for about 6 years, I believe, by the time I was, about 5-6 years by the time I was applying for this. So they applied, I think I got the 3-year visa first, and then they renewed for another 2 years, same company. Again, it's important to know that you can also change like tier 2 employers within that time, so you don't have to stick to the same employer. However, whoever your tier 2 sponsor is, you need to work for them. So if you do want to switch, you need to get a new visa with a new sponsor, but it still counts as part of your 5 years. But because I'd been, by the time my 5-year on the tier 2 visa would have been my 11th year in the UK, and I only needed to have been in the UK for 10 years legally to be able to get a indefinite leave to remain. So it's either you are doing, like in terms of getting an indefinite leave to remain, so it's either you're doing 10-year long residence, so where you've been in the country, in the UK legally for 10 years, or you've been, you're on a tier 2 visa or a valid visa like for 5 years. So because the 10-year was going to be quicker, it was 1 year quicker than the tier 2 visa, I obviously took that. And again, why is it important to take these things like once you have the opportunities? Because I don't know what law is going to come into play like in a year's time, in a month's time, and
so
they can decide that.
ILR at all? You just wanted the British passport.
I want to be sorry. What do you say?
You didn't want the ILR.
No. Of course, you have to have the ILR for a minimum of a year to get it. But I was saying that I the moment I qualified for getting the ILR, I took it rather than saying, I can wait till next year. I don't have to. There's no hurry. You'll get it anyway. So I think it's very important to always just take the opportunity, like the moment you have it, take it. Also, I do want to mention that in that when I was that period where I was in between after my master's, or like kind of just finishing my master's before I got the job, I also started considering PhDs. It wasn't my ideal. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to go back to uni again. But as I said, Nigeria wasn't really an option. Like most of my family was here at that point. So I wanted to stay here. Like this had really become home for me. So it was just yes. So I think it's important to also explore your options. Like think about it. Like what else can you do if you can't what else can you do legally? Very important to stress, like legally and in the right way. So a PhD was an option. Was it something that I would have loved to do? No, but I was willing, to start exploring. And I think I even applied to a couple of, I think I might have applied or was about to apply, before I got the job I got. So it was like applying for all the jobs, to trying the PhD option, and just continuing to research and see what else is there, how else is this possible. And also I've been planning ahead. As I said, I started looking for jobs from the first day that I started my master's, pretty much. It was graduate jobs. When that wasn't forthcoming, it was now trying to see what other options are available. So it's just keep your options open. Of course, I'm a Christian as well, so for me, God was an important factor in everything I was doing, and I'm like, God, you need to sort me out, and yes, He did. So yeah, going back to when I was 10 years legally in the UK, I applied for my indefinite leave to remain. I got that again immediately, literally a year after. You don't have to, you can have an indefinite leave to remain and just go out in and out of the UK. You don't have to get a British passport. But again, as I said, for me, I wanted a British passport because ILR is nice. I can come into the UK and stay indefinitely. But I wanted to have a passport. I wanted to be able to travel, to do whatever it is that I want to do. So I immediately I could get it, the British passport. Literally, I think maybe you can apply 28 days before your the 1 year or something. I applying exactly on that day, and then you do your British. Oh no! Well, before ILR, you do your life in the UK test to get your ILR as part of that, and then.
So what happens if you don't pass that test?
You need to pass it. You do it again. So again, study. So I remember I used to study on the train when like on my way back from work. So I would just like be doing like I had like there was an app also I was doing for it, like Life in the UK. So I was just doing the questions like over and over again because I had planned. I knew exactly when I was going to apply for this, so it wasn't like 2 weeks to the time I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do it. No, like I like this. Really need to like be on it in terms of what exactly you need to do at what time. So it's not like 2 weeks to the end of your visa, you now wake up and all of a sudden you're now looking for like help. So you should plan these things, know exactly what you need to apply for at a certain time. So the test, I knew exactly when I needed to take it. I know however time I needed to apply. So do that, and then applied for a British passport. Then you do the citizenship ceremony, and then after the ceremony, then you
How's the
apply.
ceremony like?
I was like, it was just like literally sitting. It was just sitting, and then what do you even do there? It was just before COVID. I feel like I was probably one of the last ones before COVID. And what do we do? Like you just there's nothing much. Like you have so you go to you're going to be doing it around like in the council, like close to your area. Everyone is there. I think you do you swear an oath? I think you swear an oath. Do they sing the national anthem? I can't remember. Literally, I feel like I can't remember. And then they just present the certificate to you. That's the main. And then you can take pictures, do all of that. It was quite nice. It was kind of like wow, the journey of 11 years. Actually, same thing. If you're on the 5-year route, where it's on a tier 2 visa for 5 years, for instance, it's the same thing. After that 5 years, you are eligible to get an indefinite leave to remain, and then after at least 1 year on indefinite leave to remain, then you're eligible to apply for a British passport. But yeah, that's my story in a nutshell. And actually, after the ceremony, the citizenship ceremony, literally I think it was that same day. Again, as I said, like I don't waste time. Like that same day, I just went online, applied for my passport. The passport, it was so easy. Like actually, when I compared to Nigeria, it was so easy. Like literally applied on my laptop. I took a picture in my house on my phone, like my passport photo was on my phone. I just needed to be like a zip plain background or white background, and that was. And I got my passport saved 1-2 weeks afterwards. Like it was super like
no stress,
no stress. I think the main stress, there was no going back and forth. The main stress had been before, like the citizenship, getting the I think a date or something for the citizenship ceremony. That's the one that was a bit more like I had to wait a little bit more for that. But every other thing after that was so quick and so easy. But yeah, that's my story. I can see some of the questions, but I don't know if you want to.
No, please.
Go through.
Take us away.
Okay, someone said, speak about the test, the Life in the UK test. So the test is, how was the test? The test is Life in the UK is all about like the history of the UK, life in the UK as it implies, or as it says. It can be, I don't want to say difficult, challenging. However, again, it's all about preparation. You know when you need to take this test. And I also think you don't have to wait till, I think you can take it anytime. But I don't know what the validity of it. You can research that. I don't know how long, like if there's a time, maybe you have to do it within 2 years of your getting your ILR or something. I don't know. But the test itself is, for me, what I found easier was just doing past questions. So once I fill them, I will get the answer next time. So I was just taking that over and over again. And I was doing this for a few weeks. And I just got the app. There are also books as well where you can actually read and then you answer the questions at the end. But for me, I found it easier to just get started with the questions. I was going to learn through the questions. I think the app I used was called Life in the UK. So, it was an app. Yeah, I just downloaded the app. And it was free as well. And yeah, that was all I did. The test itself, it's probably, especially if it's not things you're used to, if you're not used to like the history of the UK, and some of the things can be like literally goes like to way back. Again, they're just testing to say like, do you really understand what life in the UK is like? So give yourself time to prepare for it, and yeah, do it. Especially if you need to do it again. I actually had to do mine twice. Well, I didn't do it twice. I paid for it twice, but I did it once because the first time I did it, I found out that my driver's license had the wrong country of birth in it. So they couldn't. I didn't know. Like he was saying I was born in the UK, and I had no idea. So I had to change my driver's license, and then book the test again to do it. So imagine if you're actually leaving it right to the end, anything can come up, and then you're like, oh, you can't. Then you find out you can't do it. So it's good to like give yourself time. So in case anything happens, and yeah, you have time to redo it if you need to. But hopefully you ace it once. It's not. You can definitely ace it, but just give yourself time. Okay. I don't know if you have any questions, Yeti, or I'm trying to scroll through.
Just answer my people. That's what I'm here.
Okay. I have tons of people in the UK who just got into the UK between last year and early this year, but none of them is very sure of them. It's sure about the 5-year stay in the UK. Okay. Again, I want to say that the 5-year. Again, I'm not let me say that I'm not an immigration expert. I don't know like everything I'm saying. Please research it. I'm sharing my experience. But as far as I know, it's 5-year route to ILR or indefinite leave to remain. You can't mix it with any other category. So, for instance, you can't be on a student visa for 2 years and then be on a tier 2 visa for 2 years.
Make it 5 years. No, you can't do that.
Yeah. So you need to be on that visa. So it needs to be what you can mix though is you can be on a tier 2 visa with different employers during that time, and that still counts as 5 years, but you can't mix different visas. Okay. So does the number of years spent in uni count towards your stay? Yes, it does. So it counts towards your stay.
But it counts towards the
10-year route, not the 5 years. So which is why it's always very important. The moment you can get it, if you're on a student visa, the moment you can get on a tier 2 visa, the better. Like post-study work should be like an insurance policy, like a plan B.
Just in case.
Just in case, right? But if you can, like the moment you can get on a tier 2 visa, get on it as soon as possible. I think I can't stress that enough. Someone said, what is ILR? ILR is indefinite leave to remain. I became a British citizen after 5 years. Well, yeah, I'm guessing 6 years because you need ILR for 1 year.
ILR 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone has answered. I'm trying to just scroll through. Would be kind enough to share your journey and any other idea. Okay. I think you mentioned this as well about me touching on. You know, when you talk about like, oh, people just say you come in and you cannot just do care jobs and what have you. So I actually did a video about this just last week, and I was talking about like how I stopped living from paycheck to paycheck, and I was earning £5 or something like that an hour previously, and then moving up. I was working part-time when I was in uni. So it is. I feel like sometimes we kind of have this mindset where you almost feel like because you're here, like you just feel like, oh, I'm not qualified, I'm second class, right? So I can't do these things. I'm not entitled to do these things. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Like, it's absolutely not true. Like, you can absolutely do anything you want to be whether you're a woman, man, young, old, whatever it is, you really can. Same, like, you talked about, like, you know, me being in property as well, like being a property investor. Again, like, why I'm able to do that is, one, I'm surrounding myself with the right type of people. Not the people that, for instance, if I say, oh, I need more money, they're not telling me, oh, man, can you take extra shift? Oh, have we thought about this job? Again, sometimes you need to do what you need to do at that time to get to where you want to be. So I'm not saying that you're just sitting at home waiting for that perfect job to land on your lap. So sometimes you may need to do a certain type of job that you don't like, or be in a certain even sometimes, like, even doing like a degree or whatever, it might not necessarily be your choice, but you just know that this is what I have to do for now, and that's fine. But don't stay there. So if that's not where you want to be, like, don't stay there. Dream, like, and surround yourself with the right people. Like, it is absolutely crucial. Surround yourself with the right people. If you are thinking about, like, you know, getting into law, for instance, you don't keep surrounding yourself with those that are maybe just doing things that are completely different from your field, or maybe people that are maybe just in care job and that's all they know, like that's what their lifestyle is all about. Nothing wrong with doing a care job, and by the way, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying that if where you want to go, like, you need to surround yourself with those kind of people. And how you can find them, again, is maybe in your church, if you're a Christian or something, in your church, in your, even in at uni, like connect with people. It doesn't have to be just the Nigerians that you, or the Africans, or people that look like you. Of course, we have a natural, we kind of naturally gravitate. Exactly, but they don't really know any better than you are, because everyone has just come as well. So I'm not sure how much they can help you. It's good to I'm not saying don't be friends with them or anything. That's fine, because they also have a purpose. But also, so like, go out of your way to network with the right kind of people. If you're trying to get into property, for instance, think about it. Yes, you may be on a student visa, and on a student visa, you're not allowed, like, you won't be able to get a mortgage if that's what you wanted to do. You won't be able to get a mortgage to buy a property. But there's nothing wrong with, getting to know the information, the things that you need to know right now, so that you know that, okay, right, I can't do it right now, but I know that in 2 years time, this is what I want to do. And all of that, when you have those things in your mind, at the forefront of your mind, it kind of motivates you. You know that you can't stay where you are for too long, because you need to move. And if that means also cutting off some people, you need to do it, then do it, whatever it is. Exactly. Whatever you need to do it. And also, like, pray, like ask God to bring the right kind of people. Exactly. Ask God to bring the right kind of people to you, whatever it is you want to be going to a business, a particular type of business, property, whatever. So prepare yourself. I think what I'm saying is preparing yourself, for that future that you want. And first of all, I think the battle is in the mind. Once you can get rid of the fact that you are not enough, or get rid of the fact that you can't, you've kind of won. It's like 50% of the job is done. The rest is just like, it's the process of time, and it would happen. But just know you absolutely can do anything. Absolutely, there's nothing holding you. And again, sometimes, can I just say this, like,
of course,
sometimes I feel like some people, like, they're so, like, hung up on, like, it's racist, like, it's like, we're always like, kind of ready to play the racial card. I'm not saying that there isn't racism, but I'm saying sometimes, like, the reason why you didn't get the job is just because you weren't good enough. It's not because you're black, it's not because you're female, it's not because you are too old or too young. It's just what it is. And if that is your mindset, you are able to prepare better, or to do better next time. Because what's the point of getting hung up on things that you cannot change? You can't change your skin color. That's who you are. But if you know that, I didn't get that job because maybe they said someone was more qualified. So I'm thinking, okay, what can I do to improve myself? How can I do? I need to speak up more. And sometimes, again, like, the things that kind of affect us in terms of, it's kind of like maybe more to do with our upbringing in Nigeria. For instance, in Nigeria, for some people or whatever, they feel like, I shouldn't look at people, I shouldn't look at my elders or whatever. So you go into an interview, you're looking down, not looking at them. It's coming across as you're not confident, you don't know what you're saying. And for all you know, maybe you're really good, or you'll be a good fit. But when you learn, like, soft skills like that, being able to look at them, like, and speak clearly, ask the questions, speak confidently, no one's going to beat you. Like, the same way you're interviewing them, they're also interviewing you. And again, knowing that, like, I think a lot of it is just the mindset. It's like different things that we can learn. So it's not always like race. There is that sometimes, there could be that sometimes. But again, even when that happens, like, do what you need to do and move on. Like, don't dwell on it. It happened, like, like, you'll find the one that would be right for you and perfect for you. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions, or if you have any questions.
Before you answer the next question, let me just, like, do a quick recap. Someone is asking what we're discussing. We're discussing how you can move as, an international student in the UK to a British citizen. And Tomi here did just that, and she's sharing her experience with us. And what I've been able to gather is that there are two major ways, basically, for you to become a British citizen as an immigrant from Nigeria. It's either you're taking the 5 years route, or you're taking the 10 years route. Now, what she has said is that as she was, based on the number of years she has spent in the UK, she ended up using the 10 years route. That's because she came in as a student, then she switched to tier 2 at some point, but at the end of it all, it was 10 years. And after 10 years, she applied for her ILR, which is indefinite leave to remain in the UK, and then did her Life in UK test, attended a citizenship ceremony, and got a British passport. Okay, so someone is saying the differentiation between the 10 and 5 years route. So for 5 years route, it's just you have to get a job in the UK that can sponsor you for that 5 years. You have to be on a tier 2 visa. And what is tier 2 visa? Tier 2 visa is just like a work visa that allows you to stay in the UK to work and earn. So if you're coming as a student, then you must either switch once you're done with your study to the tier 2, or just look for other legal means. That's the key factor. You cannot be illegally for 10 years and apply for British citizen. No. In fact, once you make your application, you'll be back at Keja, 100%. So you have to be in the UK legally for 10 years if you want your student visa route to count. How can you do this? I said it. If you do your masters, you do your post-study work visa, come back for another masters, maybe, and like she said, or a PhD. Either way, make it an option. If you do not get the tier 2 citizen 2 as well, yes, you can, but look for other legal means to stay in the UK. So please tell me, continue.
Okay. Someone said, can you talk more on the student visa and if it counts for the ILR? Yes, I think we've said that already. It does count towards the 10-year route, not the 5 years route. So as long as you, and it's not just that, you could be like also a dependent visa, whatever route, as long as you're legal in the UK for 10 years. However, you must think you will be eligible for ILR at the end of the 10 years. Let me see other questions. Someone said you should kindly help pin the topic. I guess that's for you, Yeti. Okay. When I get my tier 2, which is soon around September, how can I switch to technology sector that's willing to sponsor? I guess you're saying that when you get your tier 2 is probably not going to be the employer is not in the technology sector. Am I correct? I think that's what you're saying. If that's what you're saying, then again, get another job in the technology. If what you want is the technology sector, get another job in the sector that you want, and when you get it, then you need to switch your tier. You're still going to be on tier 2 visa, but you need to switch your sponsor, and it still counts towards the same 5 years, so that's fine. If you're on a tier 2 visa, can you do a postgraduate course? Yes, you can do that. Double check, but I believe you can. Do you know what about that, Yeti?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
With a tier 2 visa, you can study, but you will still be paying international fees anyway. You will not be paying for student fees. That's where people get it wrong. Until you have your ILR, I don't think you will be eligible to pay home student fee because you're still international.
Yeah. If you're on a tier 2 visa, or I'll answer that, I would love to connect with you, Tomi Lola. I'm in the UK. If you want to, you can contact me on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel as well. It's called Tomi Daniels. As Yeti said, I do film about a lot of things, not just things like this, or majorly like showing lifestyle, property, relationships, love. So you can connect with me, check out my YouTube channel or Instagram. Yes, you can. Okay, as long as can take part-time with another sector, even if I still do. Can I take part-time with another sector, even if I still do my 40 hours with the care that's sponsored? Do you want to answer that?
I mean, yes, if you're on a sponsored visa, you can take other job. As long as you fulfill the condition of your sponsorship, you're fine. You can do any other thing.
Yeah.
With tier 2 visa, there's no restriction as to work hours. If you like, work 60 hours.
Yeah. It says, can a student on a tier 4 switch to tier 2 while at early stage of their studying, or wait towards the end of the studying period for 2 years postgraduate course? No, you can switch to tier 2 at any time, I believe, as long as you have that. You don't have to wait. And knowing again that you can study whilst on the tier 2 visa, I think the earlier you get on the tier 2 visa, the better. So you can switch. What was it after you got your 5 years visa sponsorship in your place of work, you applied for the ILR? And also, was it after 1 year ILR you applied for a British passport? So it was after 4 years.
Hi guys, can anyone hear me? Because I can't hear her now. Hello, can anyone hear me please? Because I can't hear Tomi, so I want to know if it's my network or ours. Oh my god. Okay, can you hear Tomi? Because I can't hear her. Oh, she's off. Sorry, I'll try and add her quickly. Sorry, I think it's a network. Yes.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Yes, I was answering the question that was it after my 5 years on tier 2 visa that I got my ILR. So no, it was after 4 years, because at that point I was in the UK. 4 years into the tier 2 visa, I was already legally in the UK for 10 years. So I switched at that point, and it was 1 year. After 1 year, you have to be a minimum of 1 year on the ILR before you can get your British passport. So that was what I did, just 1 year after I did that.
Yes, and Tomi, I saw a question, I can't remember, about travel restriction. Like, did you go to Nigeria? What effect does that have on you applying?
Oh, okay. Yes, you can go anywhere as long as you don't go for more than 180 days in a year. I believe so.
Yeah, the old 10 years. Okay.
No, wait. I think don't quote me. I know there's 180 days, but then 540 is coming to mind. But you can hear me, so I believe everyone can hear me. I just also want to say that. Okay. Yeah, there's 180 days. It's either 180 days in a year, or actually it might be 180 days across the 10 years. Is that possible? I'm not sure. Please check it out. Don't quote me.
No
please
problem.
check it.
Thank
you. With the 10-year rule, can you mix your types of visa? Yes, we've said that you can mix it whatever, as long as you're legally in the UK. Did you apply for ILR yourself? Yes, I actually did all my visa applications myself, I think. I think they're pretty straightforward, I believe. But as long as you're ready, and again, if you're whatever it is that you're doing, if it's straightforward and there's no like, oh, something happened in this year, that like, as long as it's straightforward, I think it's something that you can do yourself. If your situation is, maybe if there's any complexities with your situation, then maybe you may want to like seek speak to an immigration expert or something. But I did everything myself. It's pretty self-explanatory, so you can do it yourself as well. Or you can, if you just want to play safe, you can enlist the help or services of someone. Just make sure it's someone that you trust, and also still do your research. Don't just say they said I should do like that. It doesn't work that way. You're still responsible for your applications. Can someone on a tier 2 visa come with a dependent? Yes, you can. My husband joined me as well. Well, I said joined me. I got married and then he came as my dependent. So yes, you can. At what point can one apply for ILR as a student? Sorry, I joined it. Okay, I think I've answered that already. Once you are 5 years on a work visa or 10 years legally in the UK, must you have a job before you can apply for tier 2 visa? You must have a job offer.
I think Mr. Shea is in the building.
Is he here?
Because I just saw it post the link. Thank you so much for joining.
Actually, I was saying that at what point can you apply for ILR? Is that what I was answering? You must have a job offer with a tier 2 sponsor before you can apply for the tier 2 job. So you won't have started, but you have the job offer, and the tier 2, your sponsor, your employer is going to provide you with a COS, similar COS numbers, which is similar to the CAS for student visa. So yes. Can a dependent person switch to tier 2? Yes, you can. A dependent, again, that's probably something else that you want to explore. So if for those that have dependents, say you have a spouse, the dependent can also actively, if you come in as a student and you're the main applicant, for instance, the dependent can actively look for like a tier 2 job, and then you switch at some point and you become the person's dependent as well, and then that's when obviously your 5 years starts.
For those, especially if you're going for that 10-year route and you're like in the UK, you're married and you have a dependent, both of you can be switching. Today, once I'm done with my masters and I've exhausted my post-study work visa, let's move to your own visa and do masters. Like that.
Yeah.
And any which way, just be legal in the UK for 10 years.
Yeah.
If you did not get, don't get me wrong, that is if you did not get a tier 2 sponsored job.
Yes, absolutely. Must you, let me see. Did you say while on tier 4 you can get a job in tier 2? Yes, we said that you can get a job in tier 2 whilst you're on the tier 4 visa. Again, double check that. Because it means basically if you get a job, you basically just switch. But before you start the job, you need to get the right visa to start the job. Again, you can actually start the job part-time because you're allowed to work 20 hours during term time and 40 hours during the holidays. So you can. I as I said, I did start working on my student visa full-time because by then I was done with my I was done with uni, but I still had like some time left on my visa. So before we applied for the tier 2, how long did it take? I'm not sure exactly how long. What? Yeah, if you can send that again. Was she doing a master's or PhD? I did my undergrad and I did a master's. I considered doing a PhD, but then I got a job. So keep your options open. What if I give birth during my master's in UK? Can it get me permanent stay? No, it doesn't. Not immediately anyway. You get, I think after 7 years, the child can get a...
And the child will become your dependent, so you know.
True, the child becomes your dependent. So no, you don't get automatic.
With this their citizenship. Yeah,
you don't get. Yeah, you're right. How do we apply for tier 2 visa? Similar to the way you apply for. Also, like your employer can help you with this. Some employers will sort it out, but you can also do it again. So things that you can. Yeah, let me mention this. Things that you can do to make it easier for your employer. Some of them are probably not keen and they're just thinking, you know what, I don't want to go through the stress. You can offer to sort it out yourself. You can offer to, all you need from them is the COS. Exactly. Offer to pay for it. And also, if you really don't have the money up front, you can also ask them if they can do an arrangement such that they take it, maybe they take deductions maybe for the first 3 months of your salary, for instance. They take some instrumental payment. So that's something you can speak to them about. And then please, just whatever it is that you can use to make it easier for them, please do it. And it's just, you may not have enough money right now and it may, affect your disposable income, but just think about like the goal, like what is the end goal. It may be inconveniencing for me right now, but I know what I'm working towards, so please just do what you have to do. While studying on tier 4, can you change to tier 2? Yeah, we've answered that. Yes, you can. Did she go directly from a tier 4 to a British citizen without transfer? No, I didn't. Tier 4 to post-study work, back to tier 4 to tier 2, then ILR, then British citizenship. You need to apply. Can you apply for PR after 5 years of studying? No, you can't. I study economics. What course would be more suitable for MSc in UK? To be honest, courses don't really matter, in my opinion. You may think differently, but I don't think whatever you studied matters. You don't need to study a particular course to get an ILR. It has nothing to do with your ILR. How can someone get a tier 2 sponsorship job? I mentioned it earlier. I said one of the things that you can go to is that the tier 2 sponsor list. So the list that has all employers that have a tier 2 sponsor is something that you can
sponsor you in the UK.
Yeah, you can get it online. Just Google tier 2 the tier 2 license sponsor or sponsor license list or something. You get the PDF version and you can see all the employers that have a tier 2 sponsor. Like if there's any restriction on it as well, it will say it in that document. So it's open and you can try and search, make targeted searches to such employers. It's hundreds, if not thousands of companies. So check that out. How can I get a tier 2 civil engineering job? Tier 2 civil engineering job? I don't know. Yeti, do you know?
Indeed, totaljobs.com. Just keep searching.
Yeah, and I think if you're keen on staying in the UK, probably open up it's nice, like going into civil engineering, but kind of open up your search as well. You may not go into it right now, but if you get something else really in a related field, I think it's sensible to go for that as well. My son came to the UK as a student at age 11. Can he get ILR after 10 years? With children, I don't know what the rule. I'm not 100% sure what the rules are. So I wouldn't want to give a comment on that because it may be wrong. But I reckon if an adult can get it, the child will definitely get it, if not before that. I know that there's something about half-life as well. Like if you spend half your life, don't quote me, but please, just again, like a lot of these things. Just
at least I've picked on one thing to go and search on now, half-life. So when you see me posting about it tomorrow, I'll go and do my research first.
Yeah, something
I
like that.
haven't heard of that one before.
I think and that usually applies to people that come, when it applies any age, but I think when they're much younger, then actually I think it might actually even be people that don't have the legal right, but then because they've spent half their life here, then there's something about that. Anyway, how many hours can you work as a home student? I think the general rule is 20 hours, during term time?
She said home student. That's for international.
Oh, home student. How many hours
I
can
don't
you
think
work
they
as
have
a,
work.
there's no restriction. Home student is you're a British citizen, so you can do whatever you want.
Student. If you're check that you're categorized as home student. So
yeah.
sure.
Safety, health, and environment. Okay. What is COS?
Just keep the questions that might not be related to this topic.
Yeah. COS is certificate of sponsorship. Yeah. Must you live in the UK 5 years straight on tier 2 before qualifying for ILR? I mean, must one not travel at all? Oh no, you're allowed to travel. You're allowed to travel. I traveled like a few times.
People go on holiday as well, not just of course you can travel.
Yeah,
but
you can
there
travel.
is a limit. There's a
limit
to your travel.
Yeah, when you're applying for your ILR, there's a limit to how long you could have been out of the UK. So that's what you want to check.
Because you're telling them, I want to always be here. This is now where I live. This is my residency now. So you can't be half of the years you're out of the country. No, it's not possible. There's a limit, but of course you can travel, you can go on vacation, but there's a limit to the number of days you can spend outside the UK.
Yeah. So
I'll double check that and post it tomorrow.
Yeah. By the way, the 10-year route is 10 years continuous residence. So it's not like, oh, you came as a student 2 years and you went back for 2 years.
Yeah, thank you so much for also pointing that out. You have to be here like for 10 years at a stretch, not I came in 2010 to 2014, went back home 14 to 15, came back in. No, that 14 to 15 I was affected. You have to start a new journey again. So it has to be a stretch.
Okay. I feel like maybe I probably have answered most of these questions.
Yes. Except it doesn't keep repeating yourself.
Yeah. Someone is saying, for someone in Nigeria who wants to do a volunteering program, how can they go about it? I have no idea.
Tier 5 visa, please.
Okay.
Go and Google the charity work visa. Is a visa that allows you to come into the UK to volunteer. You would not be paid for the job done. That is why it's called volunteer. Thank you.
Someone said, what is the length of tier 2 visa? With it, I am guaranteed to stay in the UK for 10 years. No, tier 2 visa, you can be on it for a maximum of 5 years. So you can get it 5 years straight, or you can get 3 years and then renew and get another 2 years. And if you have a tier 2 visa, at the end of that 5 years, you are eligible to apply for ILR. So you don't need 10 years. You don't need to worry about being there for 10 years. Okay.
And the of ILR is, like the name implies, indefinite leave to remain. Meaning the UK is for you. You can go in and out. You permanently. You're in the UK, you have indefinite leave to remain. You can come in, out, anytime. It's almost akin to like a British passport. The only difference is that, like you said, there are some places that your ILR can allow you access, so you really need your passport.
Yeah. Someone said, how long after the ILR can you apply for British passport? A minimum of 1 year. Again, if you're not interested in British passport, you don't have to apply, but a minimum of 1 year. Okay, I think I will stop with the questions now.
Yes.
There's anything.
What? 52 minutes into this live. Oh my God, Tomi, thank you so much. Patience with us, you've been kind. You even took your time to pick out questions and answer them. Wow, thank you so much. We are grateful, and I'm sure the tribe is grateful. We really appreciate you. Thank you for agreeing to do this. Thank you for bringing your lovely self, your lovely smile, your lovely personality to us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, Tomi Daniels, that's the YouTube channel to beat. Instead of watching just Yoruba movie. Honestly, just go to Tomi Daniels, type it on YouTube like that, and click play, and then have your popcorn. You just be smiling and smiling. On Instagram, Tomi Daniels. I don't know if your DM is open, because I always send you DMs.
I mean, wow, you can send me a message. I'll respond when I can. When.
Please don't badger with too much questions. She has a life as well outside Instagram. Just be nice. I'm sure she will definitely. Okay, let me just pin. Before we go, let me pin this comment. That's our YouTube channel, so you can go there. You can even see more gist about how she did it as well.
Yes.
Because I watched. That was how I found out that, oh wow, this is interesting. And how did you even survive? You know, a lot of people will say, I can't allow my child to come and do undergrad in the UK, this and that. No way. How did you survive doing your undergraduate here?
I think for me, because two of my sisters were already here, so that helped. Definitely, like it helped.
Yeah, you mentioned how you didn't want to collect money from them when you became a graduate.
Because I wasn't used to it. Because I was like, I was working already. Like for me, I think. Can I just say that, by the way, like for those that maybe are just joining and haven't heard like the story again, I did a full video of like my process from being coming in on a student visa and then getting a British citizenship on my YouTube channel, Tomi Daniels, and it's been there, so you can check it out as well. You probably have answers to the question there, but if you do have more questions, you can also leave a comment on that video, or just and I'll get back to you. Yes. Thank you so much. By the way, Yeti, you have a very, very bubbly personality. It's really nice and very warm and endearing. So well done. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. I promise you guys, 30 minutes was what I planned, and this is me all over the chair dancing, and it's 55 minutes. I did not pay Tomi, and they pay per hour in this city because I can't afford that. She's a property investor. Where do I want to start from?
It's okay. Happy to help.
To you. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheyi Daniels. Thank you so much for also joining and supporting us on this live today. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. Thank you. Till I come your way next time, I'm still your one and only girl Yeti. Stay plugged on this channel because I'll be bringing. I won't tell you this thing is possible. I will try and look for those that have actually done it so that we can hear from the horse's mouth that yes, they did it. So all of you arguing that no, it's not possible, marrying a British citizen or a white guy is the only way. Tomi did not marry a white guy.
I certainly didn't.
So that is not the only way. And let's just be patient on this journey. Don't do sham marriage. Don't just give yourself unnecessary headache that will cost you so much in future. Take your time. Things will fall in places. And like she said, God factor is very important. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, Tomi. I can say thank you a million times and it's never enough. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, guys, we'll meet again now. Bye.
Bye.